So our interface, guys, now if we are going to apply, our Ohm's law principle here, so we basically have to construct our circuit. And our circuit, now if we will try to look at it now, we need some measuring devices to be able to get the voltage. No? So for the voltage, we need the voltmeter. No? So this is the voltmeter. And there are two types of ammeter. Ammeter is used to measure current. Now, currents, no, you can simply drag as many ammeters, I think. No? I think you can have here 3 or more. No? But once it is exhausted, no, you'll notice that in the interface, you will no longer be able to drag anymore any ammeters. No? So the ammeter, you can have as many of this because they're quite small. But for the voltmeter, I think you are only allowed to have 2. No, so when you take 2 of them, now there's no more available voltmeter in the interface. No, so you can simply return it by dragging it and placing it back. Now I think the reason why they don't have as many voltmeters there because this is quite huge in the interface. No, so kulang nakaroon ng space for the circuitry. Now we have also some wires, and actually, these buttons allows us to scroll, the other components that we can connect in our circuit. So we have a switch. We can have a resistor, no? So there's one resistor that we can use. We have a battery, no? So let's say we'll just click and drag the battery. And likewise, now we can also add so we can add a wire. No? So a wire, we can also drag it and place it in the interface, and we can stretch it to extend the length of the wire. No? So if you click the ends there and drag it, you can have as many or as depending on the length that you want. No? You can also rotate the battery here by simply turning the top part. Since you could not extend the length of the battery, you could probably take also 2. No? Maybe you can connect 1 below, and therefore now you are able to increase the battery. Now, if you want to detach this, since we will be using only 1, you can click the node or the connection and then cut it by clicking this scissor. So eventually you are able to separate them, and then you can return the other one. Now, aside from it, we will need maybe a resistor. So we have now a resistor where the bottom part here maybe manang aton nga tolerance. So there's a color there. So it's still color coded. And what else? Ano pa ganang iba? So now, so we have basically we have now some devices here. Now we can add a switch, guys. We can click and drag a switch here. So of course, this is our battery. We can add a wire there. Let's complete our circuit here. So we connect this end, and therefore this is now our first set of wire there. And you can extend this. Now, probably we'll need a way of measuring the current, and we'll connect somewhere here an ammeter. So let's just have some additional wirings, and let's connect this to the circuit below. Okay, so we have now attached the resistor. We have a current or an ammeter. You may want to change the value of the resistance by clicking the resistor, and you can slide this. So you can actually change the value of the resistor. No? So how did I do that? Again, we can click the resistor and that knob will appear. Okay, so the knob will now allow you to vary the value. Now the color code also changes every time you slide the knob. No? Okay, so we have there no, our circuit with voltmeter, or no, an ammeter, a battery. Now it's not complete yet, so we have too many switch. Let's just have one switch. Let's add another wire here. Okay, so we have now a switch there, and then some additional wirings. And last wire. Okay, now I think we need the voltmeter to measure the voltage in our resistor. No? So we get the probe of the voltmeter and eventually measure later the voltage here. No? Now again, this is the one that we will use for measuring voltages, and this is the one that we will use for measuring currents or the value in ampere. No? Now the value of our voltage here, no? So we can also double click the battery and we can vary the voltage. No? So we could settle probably something like 24 volts. No? Right now it's 24 volts. Our resistor will be around 18. But in your activity, this value must be increasing. No? You must have an increasing value here of the resistor. So again, you can keep on sliding that to increase or decrease the value of the resistor. Now, when we are ready to close the circuit, so we have a 24 volt battery, we have a 17 ohm resistor, and then when we close this, now we can click simply the bottom part of the switch, and that one will now close. And these are the readings of your voltmeter. So this is your V and this is your I value. Now you can simply record this on your table. Okay, so that's one value that you can get, and then you'll be varying this value of the resistor in an increasing manner. If you're to show, you'll notice that this is the electron flow. Electrons travel from negative to positive. However, if we will get the current flow or the conventional current flow, the current flows from positive to negative. Now, there's also something that changed whenever so this is now a 17 ohm resistor and a 24 volt battery. You can see that by clicking the value. And if you'll try to reduce the value of the resistance from 17, if you're going to lower it down, you'll notice that your current now starts to travel a little more faster. Especially so, if you make the resistance eventually become zero. So kung zero, mo gid be, pila karon ng aton current, so how much current do you think will be recorded there? Okay, so you'll notice nga may epekto gali there's an effect to the value of current ang value sa aton resistance. So look at how fast the current travels now whenever we make the resistance equal to zero. Okay, so again, the relationship between current and resistance. Now again, to see all those, you can simply click this one to get your devices, battery, wire, and resistances. So you can simply click and drag and then place them on your interface. Okay, so that's basically how you are going to perform your Ohm's law.